Hey guys, this is going to be your Capricorn love reading for the first half of July 2021. We're going to take a look at what is happening between you and your love life situation with the person on your mind or the person that you're dealing with. We're going to look into their energy, your energy, mutual situation that you guys have already started to go into or going into, how they feel about you, how they think about you, the outcome mutually as of right now. We're going to pull some advice. And then we're going to take a look at what you need to know or what's coming towards you regarding this connection, this person, or love in general. Could be a warning, a blessing, anywhere from now to the next 3 months. So as you guys know, I already shuffle and premeditate ahead of time on the cards to save you guys all that juju jazz, okay? It's not going to resonate with every single Capricorn every single time. I do feel like generally my Capricorn readings, a lot of my readings, I feel like, specifically Capricorns almost follow a certain group of Capricorns. I feel like it either resonates with every Capricorn every time, or it's like other Capricorns just don't hit it on the mark. So I have been trying to channel different energies. I did get something unique, like a plot twist here for Capricorns. So that was interesting. But keep in mind, guys, it's not going to resonate every single time for every Capricorn, okay? So if it doesn't resonate this time, it might next time. Also keep in mind that the energies can always be vice versa, okay? This is for the Sun, Moon, Rising Capricorns. And let's get into it. So we're going to pull the cards, and then we're going to pull clarifiers, and we are going to go through it. All right, Capricorn, interesting. Okay, so first card out, we're going to look at your person's energy, the person you're dealing with. Currently, right now, that they are, for the month of July, are going to have the Eight of Swords. So this is telling me, well, you know what, this tells me a lot already, but you guys know me, I like to clarify first so I can get into that detail. Shuffle, please. No, 2 more shuffles. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so your person, clarified Eight of Swords, clarified by the Four of Cups and the Ace of Wands in reverse, okay? So right now, Capricorn, your person is in a state of complete mental prison inside their head, okay? They're afraid. It's almost like cat got their tongue. I feel like they're afraid to make a move. They're afraid of what to say. They're afraid if they're going to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. They're afraid if even doing anything is the wrong thing. And I feel like they are in a mental prison. I feel like they're stuck in their head because they're creating illusions and fears and worst case scenarios. And they're also afraid you're going to reject them. They're afraid that, this Four of Cups here with the Ace of Wands in reverse is telling me that this fear is solely for the fact that they feel like you will reject their offer. You will not take what they're offering. You will not, if it's an apology, you're not going to take it. If they want to meet up with you, you're not going to take it. They feel like even if they know they have to put in work and time into, they're afraid if they do all that, it's going to be for nothing. I feel like that this person might be a little impatient in the mind, so as soon as they start talking to you again or start warming you up, if you don't automatically bite the bait, they're automatically going to tell themselves this is a bad idea, and they're not going to work for it. They're not going to put in the work that they need to, and they're not going to be patient, and they're not going to have the time that they need to make this work. And it's really because they're in this state of mind right now. They're afraid. It's almost like something's possessing them. So it's almost like the fear of rejection is possessing them. I also feel like it's also could have to do with outside influences. If you guys went through a bad breakup or other people were involved or other things like that, I feel like a life that they've started to have without you possesses them to the point where it's almost keeping them from you. Example, if they started to build a life without you and they realize that they can't bring that life in the relationship with you, and they're afraid of being judged, or they're afraid of what's going to happen once you two get together, how those lives are going to intertwine, something like that. It's almost like it's this person is just suffering. Eight of Swords too can be suffering. It's like being trapped in a situation where it's like, I feel like that this person wants to come forward. I feel like that they want to keep trying with you. I feel like that they want to talk to you. They want to reach out to you. But they're trapped. They're trapped in a situation that's not... they're not really trapped in a situation. They are just like choosing to tell themselves they are. They're like, feel like, well, this is it. This is my life without Capricorn, and this is just what it is now. I just have to make it work. I just have to do this. Like, I feel like they are creating illusions in their head. Like, oh, I can't be back with Capricorn because everyone knows we broke up, or I can't do this, or I can't do... Like, they feel trapped by a situation that is an illusion that they've created inside their head. And the Four of Cups and Ace of Wands is really, really... It's harboring in... It's like, okay, if I'm like, what is this Ace of Swords? They got Eight of Swords. If I'm like, what is this Eight of Swords about? And the tarot card is like, well, their mental trappedness is about the Four of Cups and the Ace of Wands. They're totally afraid, like, you're going to reject them. They're totally afraid. I mean, the Eight of Swords alone is a fear of rejection, a fear of abandonment, a fear of what's to come. And this Four of Cups and Ace of Wands, it's like, there's a lot that this person is, and that's their energy in the month of July. So I'm not exactly sure at this point in time if they are contacting you, because I feel like if they did, this might even be someone with a hot and cold behavior. So say you finally did hear from them. Say you finally got some kind of communication, or you got some kind of inkling, or you got some kind of that they might have wanted to come towards you, and then they got cold. They went hot and they got cold. It's because of the mental illusion. It's because of what they're putting in their head. It's because they're going to the worst place ever. They're creating thoughts out of nowhere. They're overthinking things, and they are building walls around, like, it's very simple. If they just want you, they just have to keep working for you. They just have to do what they have to do to make it right. I mean, it's very simple, but I feel like that this person is adding all these extra equations in the mix. So if this was someone, that, like, was hot and cold, they might be going cold towards the month of July, and that is why. Now, if this is someone you haven't been separated for a while and there is no hot and cold behavior, I do feel like at this time, if they're not reaching out to you, they want to. But again, they're in this mental prison. I feel like Capricorns have been dealing with that a lot in my readings. Now, not to say this is the same group of Capricorn or not, but I feel like over the last couple months, Capricorns have been dealing with somebody who wants the Capricorn back generally, but I feel like a lot of people are intimidated to approach their Capricorn the correct way. I do know Capricorns can get a bad rep of being a little too, what do you say, like, when Capricorns are pissed, they know how to put up a wall, and people don't really know how to get through that, right? Like, Capricorns come off almost emotionalist. Like, people consider Capricorns a mystery almost, because people are like, do they care? Do they miss me? Do they have feelings? I can't tell, because Capricorn's got one hell of a poker face on right now. Like, I can't even tell. Do they even think of me? Are they romantic at all? Like, because Capricorns can really, really give someone the cold shoulder, or really put a wall up, or really be guarded, and it's because of their earthy, cautious nature. Because Capricorns are so smart that way, where they would rather be slow and steady and win the race than rush and do something impulsively that they're going to regret. Because Capricorns are investors, because they want to invest their time and their energy and their resources into the right things. So they take a lot of time to analyze the situation And while Capricorns are scanning and analyzing a situation or a person, it can come off as Capricorns are taking a step back, and essentially they're just like pausing, right? Capricorns are just like pausing. They're looking around, and this person is kind of like, intimidated, or feel like people are intimidated to try and get their Capricorns back because of this, So your energy for the month of July, I went way too long on that, is the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like, Capricorn, right now, that you might have were at one time struggling to move on from something, and maybe this person came back in your energy, maybe they didn't, but right now you're having this sense that this is such a burden for you, this person is such a burden for you, maybe waiting for them to do the right thing, maybe for them to change, maybe just holding on for hope that this is gonna work. I feel like you're just at this point feeling like it's just not worth it. Like, if this person was worth it, they would already be by your side. They wouldn't already be putting you through all these hoops and jumps and things. They wouldn't be pushing you away so much. They wouldn't do this all the time. Like, they would not make it so difficult for you to trust them again, or to gain their, you know what I mean? Like, if they didn't want you to reject them, they're making it hard for you. I feel like what they do for their actions makes it very hard for you to trust the situation again, for you to want to be vulnerable with them. And I feel like if there was any time where, if they were doing hot and cold or anything, or if there was any time you considered giving them another chance, I feel like they squandered it. And it's exhausting to you at this point. And I feel like you're like, it might not be worth it anymore to even hold on to this. And I feel like you're dropping that burden. Now, you do feel like something's lost here. You might be feeling like you're losing something. Like, if you were to weigh the pros and cons of people, maybe you're losing one aspect of something. Maybe this person brought something to the table that others didn't, in a passion way or any kind of way. Maybe they did something that you really like that you haven't found in someone else yet. But I feel like you are dropping that burden to move on, because it's like it's not worth it. And I feel like when you lessen your load, it's like, you know what, okay, I'm just gonna have to do without this thing that person brought to the table, because holding on to this and waiting for this person to do what they need to regain my trust, for me to want to invest in this relationship again, for me to do any, it's like it's not worth it at this point. My cards are going everywhere. Let's clarify. I need to speed up, or this is going to be a very long video. Last shuffle, please. The Chariot in reverse and the Seven of Cups upright. So we have Cancer energy here. Yeah, I feel like you are moving on from this, just for simply what I said. This is why I clarify first, because a lot of times it already clarifies what I was already feeling in the energy I was getting off the cards. I feel like you feel like the situation is out of your hands at this point. You have no control over it. You have, you can think of all these things that would have, could have, should have happened. And you can think of all the things that will, should have, could have, would have happened. You can think of all the possibilities for your future. And I think that's generally what you're doing. I think you're generally taking this outlook like, at least you're going to be going into this energy in the month of July, where it's like, all right, I can't control the situation. I can't control this person. All I know is I needed this from them to feel this way, to be able to give them another chance, to be able to want to reach out to them, to be able to want to forgive them, to want to have peace, to want to have closure, whatever it is, the dynamic between, because I don't know you guys personally, I can only tell you the energy. So whatever the dynamic was here between you guys, I feel like you have this energy of like, I just have to drop this burden and let it go. It's not worth it. It's not happening. This person isn't, they're not doing it. They're not you know. And I feel like you're realizing like you can't control the situation. It's getting out of hand. It might have been going on for too long. Even if you guys have been in separation for a long time, your feelings could be getting out of hand. You're grieving the whole, you haven't really moved on yet, or you've left that door open for them, or anything like that. Even if it's just anger, what if you haven't left the door open for them? What if you're just like, wait a minute, Chrissy, I slammed that door shut on them, screw them, you know. But even if it's anger, I feel like you're at this point in life, you just want to take this, I have done way too much, maybe to show them what they've lost, or to try to show them I was worth it, or to get my feelings acknowledged, you know. And if they're not acknowledging your feelings, if they're not understanding where you're coming from, if they don't want to acknowledge others, it's just whatever the case is, you're like, I don't have control over this. I'm just going to look at what I do have control over. I'm going to look at the options I do have in life. I'm going to look at what I can do for my life. And I have to move on from this burden. I have to let it go. Even if I'm losing this person, or even if I'm losing something that they brought to the table. The mutual situation between you two going into the month of July, if you guys aren't already in this energy, now this is mutual, so it could be you or them or both of you, but we have the Nine of Pentacles here, so I'm going to clarify before I say anything. Three shuffles, please. The Eight of Swords in reverse with the Empire and the Emperor, in reverse. We got Aries energy here. So I feel like the situation that you guys are, now again, this is mutual. It could be both of you, but you're gonna, as I'm going, keep in mind that this could be either or both of you. So you're gonna know where you stand, because you're gonna know where you are in life, right, as you're going through this. But I feel like there's this energy here where I do feel mutually that right now you guys are just kind of staying in your comfort zones. No one's here is really taking any risk. You know, I feel like right now it's about working on what you already do have, appreciating what you already do have, working on your independence, trying to find yourself again, working on your goals, your finances, anything like that. You know, I feel like that romance isn't a pressing issue because it's a burden, because it's an anxiety, because it's a stress. And why I feel like that's mutual is because on their end, they're trapped in a mental prison over here, and where they can't move, they're frozen. It's like the game Freeze, you know, they're not moving when it comes to you for the month of July, and you're in this energy of you have to drop this burden so you can move on. You know, you have the Six of Swords in reverse. Like, it means if the Six of Swords is in reverse, it means you are already in the Six Swords upright. And the Six of Swords upright is trying to move on from a situation even if it hurts. And I feel like you were already in the Six of Swords upright, and now you're into that point where you're just like, I'm really tired of holding onto this burden. I have to dump this thing. It's like the Titanic. Six of Swords in reverse is like Titanic. If you know the movie Titanic, it's like Jack and Rose on the boat. I know everyone knows Rose should have let Jack on the boat, but the point is, it's like letting, eventually Jack drowned, and she had to let him go to get to safety. She couldn't hold on to him forever, and that's what it feels like. It feels like you have to let them go so you can move on, so you can get to safety. And that's what you're looking at it like this now. Like, this is just a frozen chunk of person on your boat, and it's a burden. Because if they weren't going to try and hop on the boat, you know, it's like that. And I feel like with the Eight of Swords in reverse here and the Emperor in reverse, again, I feel like I don't feel like you guys are really going to be communicating too much in the month of July, because I feel like it's uncomfortable for you two to communicate. It's uncomfortable for you two to take a risk and tell each other how you feel. I think it's uncomfortable for you two to make any real significant moves. If somebody here needs to own their wrongs before moving forward, I feel like that might be uncomfortable. I feel like getting really in depth might be uncomfortable, okay? Addressing issues to clear the air before you guys can move forward could be uncomfortable. So I see independence here, just focusing on what you guys do have. Because I feel like right now you both are in this energy where you guys are giving each other anxiety. So it's like, all right, you're going to focus on what you do best, and they're going to focus on what they do best. And it's kind of like you two are going to be trying to put it on the back burner. But what's interesting is how they feel about you is the Ten of Cups. I do feel like Capricorn, they really miss you. I feel like they miss the life they had with you. I feel like they picture the kids with you. They picture the house with you. They picture the growing old with you and the vacations and all that. And if they didn't for a while, if they took that for granted, if they left you, if you two broke up, if they haven't spoke to you, if they haven't shown that to you, that is how they feel. I feel like at this point they do. Even if they went off and had a relationship with someone else, I think that relationship's newness has come and gone. I think it's fading out. I think that they're in this state of mind now where they're regretting what they lost with you, what they had with you. They're realizing they're finally realizing their feelings for you. They're acknowledging them. You know, they're thinking about it. Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. And it's a shame, too, because if they do feel the Ten of Cups for you, it's like, well, why aren't they doing anything about it, you know? Like, it's very cut and dry. If you needed a certain thing from them and they weren't giving it to you, it's like, well, if you really wanted your Capricorn back, you would listen to what your Capricorn is saying, what they need from you. You know? What they don't like, what they do like. You know? Tell me more about this Ten of Cups. Ooh, Ten of Swords upright with the Three of Wands in reverse. Ouch. 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 So we have the Ten of Cups upright with the Ten of Swords upright. So how they feel about you? Well, they feel like you might not be coming back, that's for sure. So they feel like you were their home. They did love you. They could see all that with you. I feel like whatever I just said, you know, I already told you about the Ten of Cups, so I don't want to repeat it all. So take that, what I said, and it's like the Three of Wands in reverse with the Ten of Swords is, at the same token, though, they feel like they've lost you, that it's done, that you're not coming back, that they betrayed you too much, they stabbed you in the back too much. Maybe you did this to them. I don't know what side you're on. Either you stabbed them in the back too much and they, you know, are not waiting for you to come back anymore, or they acknowledge that they feel this way about you, but they also acknowledge that there was a lot of betrayal and pain if they caused it, you know. And this Three of Wands in reverse is kind of like waiting for someone to come back after an ending. I feel like your person might be stuck in a mental prison, Capricorn, but I feel like generally they do acknowledge who you were to them. And after a very painful ending between you two, I generally feel like they are waiting for you to come back. I feel like that's what they want. I feel like they're not doing, like I said, they're not doing what they need to do. There's this energy here where it is a burden for you. It's like, I shouldn't have to tell you how to love me. I shouldn't have to tell you how to respect me. I shouldn't have to tell you what you need to do, because you should already know, right? And it's like, if they are not doing what they need to do, if they cannot figure out how to respect you or how to make it right with you, or how to, like, if they're not listening to you, if they're not getting it. I'm sure when you guys were fighting, you have told them 100 times wrong, 100 times over again what they were doing wrong, and they just turned it off. They turned a blind eye to it. They blocked you. They hung up the phone. They didn't listen to you. They ignored all the problems, and they just want to, and now they're in this mental prison where it's like they're afraid you're going to reject them, or maybe you did reject them, and they're afraid to try again. And I feel like they're waiting for you to come back after a very painful ending, but I feel like at the same time you're in this energy of like they don't get it. That I it's a burden. I can't like fix what they betrayed me, and if they want me back, they have to earn my trust back. They have to be patient with me. They have to convince me why I should give them another chance. They have to reassure me that other men or other women or other people will not be an issue between us. They have to let me know that I am the important one, that they screwed up, that they regret doing what they did to me. And if they don't say that, if they don't put that on the table, if they don't acknowledge that, it's like, well, your hands are tied. You're like, well, I can't feel better about this person then. I can't feel better about going forward with this relationship. I don't even feel comfortable reaching out to this person because this person has never cleared the air. I don't know where I stand. I don't know how they feel. Because on the outside, even if inside they care about you on the outside, they've made it clear to you and the rest of the world that they didn't give a damn about you by betraying you, by walking away from you. If that was the case. Or by giving up on you, so easy. As soon as, like, maybe you spoke your mind or you said something on how you felt and they just went cold on you again. It's like, oh, okay, so my feelings are not important. Nothing I say is validated. Okay, well, that doesn't show me that I'm worth a damn to you. And it's like, what is Capricorn supposed to do with that? And I feel like regardless, again, I don't know you guys personally, I'm giving you the energy of like a situation, but it's like that. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Hold on, my pups. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I realized I clarified the next card and forgot to unpause it. So how they think about you in the situation is the Four of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Three of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles upright. So this tells me that your person, they could be having a lot of anxiety, like I said, a lot of depression. They could have be oversleeping, or it could be much bigger than that. It could be almost like an epiphany, like a spiritual awakening, in a sense where I feel like they're starting to really wake up from the bullshit that they've been telling themselves, or the feelings they've been putting down, or to the situation at hand, or to maybe how they act or what they're doing wrong. Or just, I think it's a little bit of everything. Like, it's a whole honeycomb of this crap, okay? And I think, like, this person right now could be acknowledging a lot. Like I said, a little bit of everything. From their end, your end, the situation, outside, inside, feelings, this, that, and the third. And I feel like that this person might have kind of this whole time, this whole breakup or in this whole separation, kind of been putting themselves on like robot mode, where they haven't been really having the epiphany that they needed with this situation with you. I feel like in life, maybe they've been like childlike. They've just been like skipping along, like do, not really taking things seriously, not realizing like time is passing on, not realizing that you're really moving on and what that means, not realizing their future, not really thinking too much ahead of anything, just kind of living in the moment, and not really realizing how serious all is and the implications of their actions and everything else like that. And I feel like this person is acknowledging that they need a better plan. And not just to get you back. I think that this person is realizing that they might have some issues of their own that they have to work on. I think that they think that you guys made a great team. And I think that they think that you guys could have a great life together. But I think at this time, I feel like they're really realizing that they might need to fix some things about themselves. They might need to work on themselves. I think that they also need a new game plan on how to tackle life and how to get their own happiness. You know, this could be a person that is codependent on relationships, so they might rebound a lot. They might go from one relationship to another, like monkey branch, you know, like they're already like going into a new relationship as soon as they're coming out of one. This is a person that might not do well that's single. Might not really know how to get happiness if someone else isn't giving it to them. And this person might be trying to figure out, okay, like, maybe I need to do something for my life, Like, maybe I actually have to take control of it. Maybe I actually am the reason for all my problems. Maybe I'm not actually doing anything to get the life that I want. I'm actually kind of depending on other people to bring my happiness towards me. And maybe that's my problem. You know, and I feel like that this person might have had a lot of immature tendencies and not really took life seriously. Not like maybe other people their age. And I feel like that this person might just fuck around in life. With, you know, their relationships, with people's feelings, with everything. Like, and I feel like that this person is having an epiphany about it all. And I do feel like, Capricorn, you have helped this person have an epiphany. I don't know how you feel about that, and maybe you want them to rot in hell. Maybe you're glad you were that person in their life. Maybe you feel kind of gypped because you're like, well, I stuck with them through all the bullshit. Why couldn't they have that epiphany with me? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't, they're gonna go be a better person now, but they couldn't be a better person for me, you know? I don't know how you feel. You might have mixed feelings about it, okay? But, like, I do feel like that this person generally wants to be a better person for them, and maybe even be a better person for you down the line sometime. I do feel like that, like, right now this person is kind of in this mode where they kind of realize it's time for them to get their shit together. The mutual outcome for you guys right now is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So we have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy here. Now, this is not the permanent outcome. This is just the outcome for right now. Remember, we still have cards to pull after this. And if you guys can give this video a like, thank you, and a thumbs up. I'm just coming back to YouTube again, so I need the videos to YouTube to circulate them for me. Let everyone know I'm back. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like right now, we also have the Knight of Cups here in reverse, so we have two Knights. So we have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios. I do feel like the relationship between you guys right now is becoming very dull, very stagnant, and I think it's because nobody's doing anything. I think that there is no to very little communication, and if there is, it's not very romantic, it's not deep, it's not in depth, it could be very shallow, very surface level. Nothing is going to get resolved that way. Nothing is going to be worked on. Feelings are not going to grow that way. You guys are not going to know where you stand that way. And I feel like that's just what is happening, because I feel like you're kind of giving up hope that this person is ever going to do what they need to do, or change, or, you know, earn your trust back, or whatever they need to do to whatever you need to feel, whatever, you know, who you need to be for them. They're not doing what they need to do. And I feel like that this person is in this mental prison where they're kind of stuck. And I feel like the mutual situation is right now you guys really aren't pressing this. You guys really are just going to be like, you know what? You guys are both like, this is causing me emotions and anxiety. I'm going to step away. I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to focus on something else. And because of that, this relationship is not, I mean, for the month of July, it is not popping between you two. Not to say that it wasn't in June, and not to say that it won't be in August, but as of right now, you know, there's some kind of, like, issues are being neglected here. There was a lack of planning. There was you know, maybe they did try to come back and they did it in a very reckless way, or they didn't think it through, or Maybe they did something that they kind of regretted, or there was some kind of impulsivity there, whether it was on your end or their end, and things didn't go that well. And, you know, I feel like if you guys continue on this path, it's just not going to be good. Like, somebody here has to do something. I feel like there is some kind of desperation for change between you two, and this is mutual. I don't know if they're desperate for change, if you're desperate for change. I feel like there is a desperation for change here. But no one's taking an emotional risk. Like, not an emotional risk. You know what I mean? Not really putting their heart on their sleeves. With this Knight of Cups in reverse, I mean, it's just telling me that, it's just clarifying me that more. It's kind of like, you know, when your knight in shining armor isn't a knight in shining armor, like, somebody, you know, might do the hot and cold thing too much. Maybe they come and then they leave, and then they come and they leave, and that's going to throw the other person off. Well, like, dude, like, why should I even, like, give this person the time of day again if you're just going to keep walking in and out of my life? If you're going to have a conversation with me one day and then hate me the next, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why would I waste any time on this? Why would I even, like, indulge in this behavior anymore? Why would I even entertain this anymore? Like, I'm not supposed to take this seriously, am I? Like, I don't take this seriously. I can't take you seriously. You don't do anything for me to take you seriously. Now, that might not be the exact situation you're going through, but that could be, like, the energy, right? And it could feel like that. It could feel like this person feels like they will always come in and out of your life, or you don't trust them to stay, or, you know, there's not an equal give and take here. I feel like someone needs something from someone here, and they're not getting it, okay? They might want you to be more vulnerable. They might want to hear that you want them back before they're willing to do anything. But before you're willing to say that you're willing to give them the time of day, you need something from them, and they're not doing it. And I feel like it's stagnant. It's stuck right there. Like, both of you want and need something from each other to be able to take that next step, to be able to open up. And I feel like neither one of you are doing that. Okay? Yeah, so your advice right now is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Remember, guys, don't get hooked up on the zodiac signs. They're just energy. If I do feel like it is a strong zodiac sign, I will tell you. But also keep in mind it could be in their chart as well. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands in reverse for advice. Last shuffle. The Tower in the reverse. Oh, with the Ace of Cups. Oh, Capricorn, why does this feel like this is on you right now? Whew, stressful. Queen of Wands in reverse is saying, like, if you keep doing the same thing you're doing, you're going to risk a burnout, okay? You will risk a burnout. Meaning, like, if you're trying way too hard to avoid this person, or way too hard to avoid your feelings, or you're trying way too hard to do something here, you're going to risk a burnout. And your advice is the Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse is basically like, if you are kind of stuck in a mental rut, emotional rut, creative rut, then you need to do something to flare your juices up. You need to do something to fire that up, to spark that flame again. You need to get it going. You need to do something. Do something that will remind you. So if this has to do with love, if this was creativity, it would be like, okay, take a walk in nature, do this, do that, get your creative juices flowing. But we're talking about love here, right? So whatever this is, to get your zing back, your sexy, passionate Capricorn, you're fierce, I'm going to take what I want because I'm a Capricorn and I go for what I want, I'm going to have no fear type of thing. Whatever you need to do to get those love juices going again, Queen of Wands, unfortunately, this looks like it's falling on you this time. Whether this is your first read with me or not, whether you're one of those Capricorns where it resonates every time, whether you're a hit or miss, whatever your situation is right now, it's falling on you this time. And it is saying you need to take a risk. This is your moment to get in there, to take that risk. You should do what you need to do. Unfortunately, it is on you. The Tower in reverse with the Ace of Cups is so it's okay, well, why is Queen of Wands in reverse? Or why is that my advice? What is the Queen of Wands telling me? Well, it's saying, to avoid a disaster and to have, this kind of new love and romance, whether it be with this person or if you just want to move on with someone. Because right now, like I said, and throughout this whole reading, I'm not really getting you or them taking any chances here. And not even really focusing on romance, not making it a pressured issue, right? But your advice is saying, regarding this connection, if you want them, what you should do, whether you want to move on from them or you want them back, it is saying, if you want this love and you want to avoid a disaster, like more heartbreak or more depression or more loneliness or more emotional outbursts, you're going to have to take that risk. You're going to have to just reach out to them. You're going to have to do that. The ball might be, in your court this time. What's interesting is when we take a look at what you need to know or what's coming toward you anywhere from now to the near future, which is anywhere from now to the next 3 months regarding this connection, this person, whether it be a warning, a blessing, could be now, 2 days from now, 2 weeks from now, 2 months, the whole 3 months. We have the Nine of Wands. What's interesting here is because your advice is take a risk. If you want to avoid a disaster, have this love roaring up again. And the Nine of Wands, because with the Ace of Cups here, it's telling me it's here. It's telling me that the love can be revived. You got it in the bag, Capricorn. I feel if you wanted this person back right now, regardless of if they're doing hot and cold behavior, regardless if they're confusing the shit out of you, regardless if they're not making any moves or communication with you, regardless if they're trapped in a situation with another person and they no longer want to be in it and you don't know that because they're trapped, regardless, the love is still here. And it has an opportunity to revive itself. You can feed that flame, essentially. The Nine of Wands here, what it's telling me here is, for the future, what you should know, a warning or a blessing, is somebody here is still waiting for someone to come back to them. Is still waiting for a return. Is still waiting for someone to change. It's someone just waiting around and struggling with setbacks after setbacks, small ones, but setbacks after setbacks. Tell me more about this Nine of Wands. Two more shuffles. The Six of Wands and the Two of Cups upright. Two of Cups reversed. Ouch. So, it does look like this is tricky because I think somebody here is waiting for someone to come back. And I think another person is assuming that the other person is happier without them. So it's like, if they're waiting for you to come back, Capricorn, and they're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and all these small setbacks come, I feel like that they might think that you might not be coming back because you're happier without them. It could be vice versa. And again, this could last up to 3 months. This could be anywhere to now in the near future. I feel like somebody is just waiting around, hoping you're going to come knocking through their door. And it's like they're waiting for something to fail in your life. Now, say you started dating around, or you're dating someone, you're moving on, or they're thinking you're moving on. It's like they're waiting for you to realize, it's like they're waiting for that to fall short. They're waiting for your failure, because then they believe that's when you'll come back to them. Could be vice versa. It could be. I don't know if it is, but maybe you're the one that's waiting for them. Maybe they're in another relationship and you're waiting for that relationship to fail for them to come back. But a part feels, I'm going to give one more card, but a part of me feels like somebody here is almost waiting for you to realize that you're not happier without them. Like, that you're not really better without them, that you guys are better together. I don't know if that's you or them. I do get a strong sense for a lot of you Capricorns that it is, I feel, it's almost like a sadness, because I almost do feel like it is them waiting for you to come back, but they're just waiting. Like, you wouldn't know. They're just like waiting. They're just like living their life and waiting for something to happen for you to come back. Like, that's what it is. It's like they're waiting to see you fail in love. Like, that will be a victory to them. If you end up single alone, that will be a victory to them. Like, they could almost live with that. But if they're waiting for you and you are able to move on and push forward, well, they wouldn't, that wouldn't work for them. Give me one more card on this Nine of Wands, please. Last shuffle. Oh, it's gonna time out. No. If it times out, guys, I will see you next reading. I don't know if it's gonna time out, though. The Empress in reverse. Yeah, exactly what I said, guys. Just exactly what I said. It is going to time out, though. So, just, anyway, guys, that's what I have for you guys right now. A lot of you guys are going to be going through a lot of rough energies right now. If you don't know what's going on with the astrology or planets, or you don't follow up on that, you should look into that. Neptune just went retrograde. Mercury just went direct. Okay, we also, in the first week of July, like, a lot of shit's going to be popping off. People are going to want to be, like, fighting with each other, choosing, like, violence, chaos. You know, it's like Saturn squares Uranus. You guys should look into that. So it's going to be very tough, very challenging on a lot of people's relationships. Hang in there, guys. Tell yourself it's the planets. Hold down the fort. You will get through it. Try not to let depression get to you too much, okay? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.